Hello, it's Ashley with At Home with Ashley. I have been putting up my Christmas decor, which is very fun, but I thought I would make a few additions. I don't need much because last year we had a magazine come shoot at our house, and so I really went overboard last year. So this year I'm like, only what I absolutely need. We're gonna make a big bow for the outside of our house. I don't know if you've been seeing, like, big bows, any kind of bows are having their moment this Christmas, and I am a girly girl, so I enjoy that. But I've been seeing like big bows, especially on the outside of stores, and I was like, the outside of my house would look so cute with a big bow. So we're gonna start with that. Okay, for our big bow outside, I bought this like kind of minty fabric, and I got it on clearance. It was $5 a yard, and I bought all that they had. They had 2 bolts, so I got a total of 8 yards. So I'm thinking this will be the bow section, and it's about gonna be 4 feet wide, which should be good. And then I'm gonna use chicken wire on the inside to give it some shape. So I've made big bows before, and I've done that by like stuffing the inside with fabric, and then kind of the tails like could flow around. But because this will be outside and it'll be by a window, I don't want it to be moving much. And especially the tails, I don't want it to go in front of the window that it'll be hanging around. So I saw Lone Fox Home, he used chicken wire for his, so I'm gonna try that as well to see if it can give some good shape that'll stay rigid outside. For the bow top loop section, that is about 9 feet of fabric. That's exactly 9 feet of fabric, which when it's like all folded together ends up being about 4 feet wide. So I'm cutting 9 feet of chicken wire first. I have these wire snips that hopefully will make it somewhat easy. Oh yeah, it's just like, it's like cutting like cardboard kind of, not terrible. I have sandwiched the fabric around the chicken wire. So it goes like this, and my chicken wire is 2 feet wide. I got 50 feet long. I don't know if I need that much. And so I also bought upholstery fabric. Upholstery fabric is 54 inches wide usually, like just the home decor fabric, and this was on clearance for $5 a yard. Anyway, if you went with normal fabric that's more like 44 inches wide, you'd want to get 18-inch wide chicken wire. So what I need to do next is I need to use hot glue and close up the seam on this fabric so that the chicken wire is enclosed, and on either side is the fabric. And we have like a chicken wire fabric sandwich. Okay, we have everything all glued together, and now what I'm doing is I am putting it so that in one section we have 3 parts of the bow: the front, the back, and the middle. And what I need to do is take some floral wire and cinch this whole thing together, and that's going to give it a nice tight waistline. But that's the look you want with a bow. So we're going to push it together, put the floral wire over it, and it's gonna look amazing. Okay, this is looking really cute, but we need some fabric to cover the center part of the bow. So what we're going to do, let's put this aside, is we're gonna cut just 12 inches. And I have 5 more yards of fabric here. This is what we're gonna use for the tails. I bought every inch this store had, and this 12-inch patch is what we're gonna do to cover the middle part of the bow. I have this strip of fabric which is 12 inches wide by 21 inches long, and we're gonna fold it in thirds, and look how cute this is gonna be. Oh, that finishes it off so nicely. So in the back, we're gonna hot glue it in place to make the cutest bow ever. We have 14 feet left of the fabric. So what we're gonna do is I have folded it in half so we can just cut this in half and have 2 7-foot long tails. And then we're gonna do really similar to what we did for the top of the bow, which is we're going to put chicken wire between the 2 layers of fabric. At the top, I'm not going to put the chicken wire all the way to the top so we can gather it and connect it to the bow later. And then at the bottom, what we're going to do is, I really like that V shape in the bottom of bows. I just think it really finishes it off nicely. So we're going to cut the chicken wire in a V and then glue the fabric in place so it covers up the chicken wire and looks really cute at the bottom. Okay, I've glued the whole tail. It kind of wants to curl up on itself, but I think it'll be fine when it's against the house. But what you might notice, besides the curling, is that the top of my bow has like a foot of space where there's fabric and no wire, and that is on purpose, because what we're going to do is we are going to gather it and we're going to use wire around it to hold it in place and create a hook with the wire. And this is one element we are going to hang on the wall. So I think I'm going to do the bow in 3 elements, hang the bow and then the tail, each tail separately, so it's not like so much weight on one connection point. So I'll have 3 or more connection points, and this will be one of them. And I'll kind of do it to the side of the window so that this can sit on the side of it. An important step with the bow is to fluff it. So you want some deep channels right here. You want it nice and fluffy on the edges. And with the wire, it's really easy to shape. I also should have ironed my fabric before I put it on, but I'm just gonna see if I can get this like crease out because it's making me nuts. One thing I also want to mention is if you don't have floral wire, when you get the chicken wire, it comes with some wire to close it. So I'm going to use this wire on the back of the bow to create a loop so that I can hang the bow onto my house. So to secure the bow even more, I ended up adding wire on either side of the loops just because I want to be able to connect the bow to the house in the middle and on both sides because it's so big. And now it's time to put it on the house. And this was honestly a little nerve-wracking. My husband was not super into this project, but he got his massive ladder out. It was at least like 20, 30 feet up off the ground. So luckily it wasn't too snowy and icy. But he brought the bow up with him. He had a drill, and so he made little pilot holes in the side of the house, and then he used cup hooks to secure the big bow in the middle and on both sides. So 3 cup hooks for the top of the big bow. And then he also had like channel lock pliers, and he closed the cup hooks so that when the wind is going, the bow doesn't fly off. And it's been up for a few days and it's been doing great even though we've had a lot of wind. And then for the sides, he brought up each tail one at a time. And then where I gathered it in the middle, I had a loop for that, and he used a cup hook for that. And then also on the side of each tail, he cut a little hole in the back of the fabric, and then he attached a cup hole to the bottom of the tail, and he secured that with the wire from the chicken wire. So each tail is secured in 3 spots. We did that twice on the back of the tails. So that is how we connected it. And now I get to show you the reveal because it's really cute. I now have a giant bow on my house. It was so silly making this and like carrying this big bow around, and now I have it outside and it looks so cute, and I never want to take it down. It's adorable. So it'll be interesting to see how it does in the weather with like the fabric. It has a little bit of overhang on the house, but we'll see. I think it's really cute and fun. I originally wanted to do 3, but I just couldn't buy enough fabric for it. But I think this is cute and very fun, and I hope you try it. Please let me know if you do. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please subscribe.